Years ago, when I was learning all this stuff, I found vibrates very hard to understand because it seemed so technical. But when I finally did understand it, I found that I could apply it in all kinds of ways, with very broad actions or very subtle ones. There are two stagger vibration systems that I know of. One is the back and forth vibration, which is quite familiar, people use, and then the really terrific one, which I'm calling the side to side vibration, which goes. There are two vibrates, two formulas, and one everybody knows, I'm sure you know it, and the other one very few people know, and it's the great one. Worked out by Norman Ferguson, 1930, 1934 or something, 35, 34. This is the one you'll know, probably. This is a diving board, right? And that's 1, 9, 17 for sake of argument. And this is somebody's just dived off the diving board, right? They've gone up there. And that's the arc. And all you do, the assistant can do all the work. 1 to 9, I just even divisions. 1, 5, 3, 7, 2, 4, 6. And then 9 to 17, same spacing, just even. 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17. And all that happens is you just put them in. Number 5, the passing position's in the middle. 5, 13, 3, 2, da 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 da. And on the exposure sheet, you would have, the board is going, and say stopping here. You would go 1, 17, 1. You can repeat this enormous amount of times. 1, 17, 1, 17, 1, 17, 1, 3, and da, 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 da. And we're going to do this. Da, 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 da. Wobble, 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 and like a coin spinning on the ground. You can reuse a lot of these drawings over and over again. Let's just go 1, 17, 1, 17, 2, 16, 2, 16, 2, 16, 3, 15, 3, 15, 4, 14, 4, 14, etc. Okay, 5, 13, 6, 12, 7, 11, and you slow up at 7, 11, until it ends. Okay? It's clear? Wobble, 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 wobble. We can call this an up and down or a back and forth vibration. Here it is on ones. Here's the same animation on twos. It's workable, but not as effective as on ones. Back to ones, and we've added some extra in-betweens to help settle it. It's surprising how many times you can repeat the drawings to make the action last longer. It can apply to a laugh, say. If you had this is going to be pretty crude, somebody laughing, say the shoulders are up here, and he's going up into there, with the shoulders down. And you could do, that could be 1 and 17. Now, and you just put in even in-betweens, and you can run up sort of 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, and work your way up. Da 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 da. So you get which is kind of mechanical. We're progressing back and forth as we go up. But it would work nicely if these things were close together, like that, and the shoulder action was not so violent. You get quite a good little and you see this used quite a lot in at least I see it on the you even see it on The Simpsons and funny stuff. They'll have a little working backwards and forwards. And of course you could run it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go back to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then go back to 3, 4, so that you can go up in right? I mean, if you had a plane diving, old-fashioned dive bombers diving down, you know, and they're trying to get the plane in focus, and you can get if you do a drawing of a plane which is with a bunch of in-betweens going from here to here smoothly, and you can then just put them back up and down, you know, re-staggering the drawings almost in any combination, and you get a very good effect, you know. Or you can drive it down, you know, combination. I'm going to show you a much better one. I would call this, for want of a better term, I've never heard anybody name it before. I'd call it a side-to-side vibration. And what it is if I've got the palsy, and I'm walking over here and I do normal animation and me walking, and I want to get this effect of the palsy, I will do a string of drawings like this here. If I do it from the front, a string of drawings like this, and another string of drawings like that. And the same on the other side, a string of drawings like this, and another string of drawings like that. So you've got a kind of band. Let's say it's like this, you know, there's a bunch of hands here. Right? And another. See what I mean? That's a string of drawings, and that's a string of drawings, and you interleave them. And I'll show you how you do it. But it's, so you can do your normal animation straight ahead, and then you interleave these things side to side, and you get the palsy. And the best way to think of it is like this. if it's a Tom and Jerry kind of thing. I did a bear having a fit, having drunk this new plastic drink they sold, and he would throw this fit, and he would drink the thing, and then he would go into an anticipate, and then he would go up to the top, and so there was a bunch of drawings going up. That's a bunch going up that side and a bunch going up that side, and you would interleave them. Right? So this is drawing number 1, and this is drawing 17, and that would be 9. But the idea is you would do even in-betweens going up, right? 1, 2, 9 to 17, that's going to be okay? Then you're in between all these, and it's all going up that side. Okay? So you just have a little arc of drawings going up. And then you do a very careful tracing. Let's call it 1A. 1A. And 17A. And this one out here is just going to be, 9A. So you do a series of A drawings. You trace. This is a face. You do a very careful tracing, just offset of the same. It's the same drawing, very slightly offset. 1A. And then you do up at the top here the same thing, the same drawing, very slightly offset. Okay? And then you put in all the and the assistant can do all, the animator's done this work. The assistant can do all these in-between drawings, so you don't have to work very hard. And what you do is you interleave on the sheet 1, 1A, 2, 2A, 3, 3A, 4, 4A, 5, 5A, 6, 6A, etc. Every other one, there's nothing in the middle. You just have that drawing there, then you expose this drawing here, then you expose that drawing there, and you just run it up in a pattern. So it's, I don't know, somebody runs into a fridge and goes...
Here it is graphically, just with circles. Two different paths of action, and then we interleave them. 1, 1A, 2, 2A, 3, 3A, 4, 4A, 5, 5A, etc. Let's add drawings.
Did you ever see the earthquake pill in the Roadrunner? Ken Harris did that, of course. And he learned it from Norm Ferguson. He actually learned it from Jimmy Culhane, who brought it from Disney to Warner Brothers. And Jim showed Seamus, showed Ken, and Ken showed me. And this has so many possibilities. If you do it this way, I mean, this is a thing computer guys don't know at all, I don't think, this one. And most normal animators don't. Do you know it? No. Oh, it's a smasher. Because you don't have to have a pattern like that, right? You could have a pattern like that, and another one like that, and interleave it. Or one straight, one, I mean, you can, it's endless variations.
Here it is with the paths closer together. And again. And here it is where they crisscross each other. And again.
It was developed for Donald Duck in Ferguson did it apparently, a Donald Duck short. It was Mickey's Alpine Climbers, as I recall, and apparently Ferguson did this dog. It was a Saint Bernard with a bottle of rum here, and the dog was something, I don't know, with this rum bottle around its neck, and Donald Duck or something saw the dog out of focus. He was drunk, and the dog went wobble, 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 and he had one of these things, interleaving, so it was quite a subtle, and everybody fell around, and Disney said, great, 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 and Ferguson apparently jumped up and said, I can do better, I can do better. So he did that at 50%, and then he ran another set of 2 on top of that, so that he had the whole screen going like crazy. So you can do that. Ken Harris did it with the earthquake pill. It's just he'd do a series of drawings as the earthquake went up his leg. He'd do a series of drawings up this side and a series of drawings there, with the vibration getting worse as it worked its way up his back, and then the whole thing's flying apart. It's a side to side, see? So it's going up the tail, up the back, up like this, and then the teeth, and then he runs over and he grabs a rock, and then the rock starts to go, and then the whole thing went on and on. Actually, it looks a little crude to me now, but it's still a masterpiece of stuff. But this system is a smasher. It's just terrific. So and you use it in the beginning of the 101 Dalmatians. Milt has a shot of the dog with the paws. The dog is in it yawns. I think it yawns. Dog yawning. And he stretches anyway. And what he does is he has a series of little drawings down here, and another series of drawings, that series going that way, and another one real close to it, starting here, and just running there. Real subtle. So he stretches out, and then he goes, little thing in the end. You can use it wonderfully on a snore. Somebody's snoring, and then they go, blah, 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 with the lips. You could do the easy one for that, but if you do a side-to-side one, a little series of drawings there, interleaved with another series very closely there, you can get a really very subtle thing. I use it all the time.
Again, 2 paths of action interleaved. Here's the first path of action, and here's the second path. Interleave them. And now for a further refinement, we'll add in-betweens between the 2 paths of action. And at speed. We end up with this.
There's so many ways to apply this thing. It looks wonderful even when it's done badly.
Here's a good one. Let's add in a subtle back and forth vibration to Ben Washam's yawn. Here's another one. Now we'll combine a side-to-side with a back and forth vibration. Here's our first path. And here's our second path. And we'll interleave them. So that's our side-to-side. Now, let's run them back and forth. Let's have this guy shiver. We'll in between 1 and 17. And now in slow motion, we're moving back and forth through the in-betweens. Now at speed. Here's a vibration on a skid. And here it is broken down. Two paths of action interleaved.
I was thinking of, in 3D, there's a rocket taking off.
Yeah.
It has that vibration to it.
Yes.
So you just film it smoothly once, smoothly the other time, and just follow them up.
Yeah. And you can you can have it start and then end nicely. Or you can have it building all the way. Or you can have it starting end, you know. You can it's a honey. It's a piece of
We'll summarize the different types of vibrates. Here's the diving board vibration, which diminishes to the center. Here's the back and forth vibration that staggers along progressively. Here's the back and forth vibration with more erratic spacing. Now here's our side-to-side vibration with two paths of action interleaved. And here is the side-to-side vibration, adding in-betweens between the two paths.
So those are the vibration formulas, the back and forth and the side to side. You can use them broadly or subtly. We can get even more sophisticated and add in-betweens between the two paths of action. When you get into this, you can develop your own endless variations. In the next session, we'll study the fascinating subject of body, hand, and head accents, which we use constantly for dramatic effect.